Come in, watchers and listeners to Sport Talk with Dwat. I'm Dwat, and I got Casper on the show. If you would please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. With that being said, let's get this show on the road.
All right, welcome to episode 53 of Sport Talk with D-Ball. I am D-Ball, and I'm here with Casper. We're going to talk about some NASCAR, some college baseball, Braves, playoffs, and more. He's back. He made it back on this show. He's back for some more. What's going on, Casper?
What's going on, Big D? What? Sorry, I missed the show. It was a good show. Sorry I wasn't here, and I enjoyed it, but it was nice to have a break. So thanks for letting me have a break.
Oh, yeah, it's all good on the break. We all need it, and it was a good show. It was it's good to go on your and have some fun. And so that being said, we will shift on into some of the weekend talk here, Casper. So where did you go this weekend?
Man, I had a big weekend. Went down to the as far south as you can go, I guess, in the Gulf there without going to Florida. But went to New Orleans. It was a quick, short, fun trip. Got to meet some family and hang out and do that. We had a good time. Went down, got me some beignets, as I call them, just to annoy people. Which, if you never had it, you probably haven't. They're pretty good. Like you should look into it. It's pretty much like a flat donut, but it's like a mix between a funnel cake and a donut. You eat them for breakfast, so they're not that bad. Okay, now it's a little much sugar for breakfast. So like some people are getting orders like three of these things. I was like, nah, dog. I got some sausage and hash browns and eggs, and I had one. But they're really good. Walked around down there. It was so hot, dude. You think humidity in Tennessee is bad? Go to Louisiana for a while, and you'll understand that it's not. But so went and did that. Got home late Sunday, just in time to watch the rain delayed NASCAR, and went to bed at 12:45. Got up at 3, and not 12:45, 11:45. Got up at 3, went to work, and now I'm here, and I'm looking forward to this. And then pretty soon after this is over, I'm gonna be hitting the pillows. So
Oh yeah, that sounds like a fun weekend to me right there. All right, let's see here. Friday I did some mowing. It was a rainy weekend here in the area this past week here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I got some mowing done Friday, and then Saturday morning I had to work. So I was worked 5 in the morning there. So I worked all day, and then I came home and went to the Lookouts game here Saturday night here in Chattanooga, and went to two games. We had a double header. Got rained out the night before, so they played two 7 inning games, and they're long. That's a lot of time as a fan, but I was there for all of it. Didn't miss an inning. I got there about 5 o'clock for that first game, and then it ended about give or take 11 o'clock, give or take. So it was a late one. It was just a slow game. I don't know why they just couldn't get the rhythm going. They kept they wanted to change pitchers, and then it was just one of those games. But it's kind of cool to have the two games, but then at the same time it's just kind of long and drug out. But I got a few things to show there at the game here. I got me a um, popcorn tin box. You want to get you
refills on
call
that bad girl. I like that. How
it?
much are the refills? Are they cheaper for a refill?
I think so. I think it was at $5 or $7 for a refill. So if you
Okay.
get you, then you
Okay.
can refill it. So that was pretty cool to to get there. So that was Saturday. And then on Sunday morning, woke up and did some fishing there in the morning hours. Just didn't go that great again for us there, Gasper. Didn't connect, so I went twice. Actually, went that morning, came home, ate some lunch, and my wife and I went out again um, after lunch to try again. And it was kind of the same results, but it was busy in the afternoon. People out there jet skiing and boating, and the water's finally up here in the Chattanooga area. So I was glad to see that. But you got a lot of rain, so the rain's obviously going to
Yeah.
help. So that
You're
will.
gonna have to let it settle in though. See, JP was texting me Sunday morning cussing up a storm, just as bad as he wasn't here watching that race 2 weekends ago about the TVA's ruining the fishing
Uh,
for all the men. I'm like, bud, like when it rains this much, you have to let it settle in. My gosh, you gotta let the temperature do its thing and
yeah,
bunch of mud, nasty. But he's like, no, the TVA ruined it all. And I'm like, dude, calm down,
yeah.
dang it. But I just can't wait for the day that you and the wife run into JP and his woman won't be there. But I'm excited for when you run into him.
Yeah. It shouldn't be long. Because I'm out there quite a bit, so we'll see.
Yeah,
Hopefully, one day I'll see him. But I heard a rumor from that they're going to drop the water again one good time to help clean up the banks. So that's what I heard from Oh, Randy. So that's what I heard from him today. He said that they're going to drop it again, pretty low, and then get it cleaned up a little bit, and then they're going to bring it back up, hopefully, like it should be. But it's at a good height right now, so hopefully it'll stay at that height. And then Sunday night, I got back home and tried to watch some of that race. I got a little bit of rain delay, kind of like you said, and then it finally started. And then I watched all the way to stage two. I gave it up about 11 o'clock. Said I better get to bed because I got to get up about 3:45 in the morning. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But it's a great track, I think, and so it was good to see him go there, and hopefully that they keep going there. So that's some of the NASCAR talk there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe if you would on the YouTube, and you can find us on Apple Podcast and Spotify, and you can follow us on Facebook. All right, we'll jump on into some news of the week. They finally set the time for Tennessee at Georgia Tech. It'll be a 7 o'clock ESPN on September the 12th. That's a game I'm definitely can't wait for. Pumped up for it. They've got the time set, which I figured would be a night game. So it's all about to get here. We're starting up soon. Also, football talk. I got one more thing to show here. Let's see here. I got me a Tennessee Titans garden flag.
All right.
So I got that and some stickers. I meant to show this earlier. I got some stickers. It's kind of the old logo, but I don't care. I'm still gonna show it and show it off and have it going. So that was pretty cool. But yeah. So we got the Tennessee Tech game. That's all set. So looking forward to that. So that's going to be coming up very soon. It won't be
How do
long.
you feel about it? Being a night game, you excited?
Oh yeah, it's going to be loud. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be hostile in there. There's going to be a lot of orange. I'll just be honest. There'll be a lot of orange in there.
I want to ask. So I'm not hating. I'm just curious. How much orange is going to be there compared to the gold? Have we looked at ticket prices for this game? Are they cheaper than England or not?
No, it'll probably be high dollar, I would say. It's probably cheaper, but it's still gonna be a lot. Probably $200-$300 maybe, something like that, depending on where you want to sit. So,
Sold.
40 or 50,000 or 52 or something like that. I'm not sure on the exact number. I'll have to ask my dad now.
We're on the way. Atlanta edition.
It'll be 60-40, or if not, maybe more, honestly. But it's part of it. They're gonna come to town. They're probably gonna take over. All right, and we will move into some. Odell Beckham is back to the Giants. He played there in the past, and he's gone to some different teams, and now he's going to be back for some more. So, Casper, I think it's a good move there for him on that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Jackson Dart getting his stuff together. I don't know. Curious to see these reunions. Is one of those things that you like to see it, but doesn't always work out. But when it does work out, it's awesome. I think the biggest one probably in our lifetime that I can think of is LeBron going back to the Cavs. It'd be cool to see Odell, go back and do it as long as he can act right. That's kind of the key with him is can he keep his act together and all that. But, potential to be good. So we'll see what they got.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good way to put it, and we'll have to kind of see how that goes there. Myles Garrett to the Rams. So what's all that about, Casper?
Yeah, I don't know. I was really surprised to see this today when it came across the news. That's a pretty big time trade going on. It was like Myles Garrett for 27 first round, another player, and then maybe like 3 or 4 more draft picks. So obviously Myles Garrett is in there creating some issues. So the Rams are going to be tough. So we'll see what happens, I guess. But I was surprised to see him let him go. I thought that was a franchise type player, so I was surprised to see him let him go. But we'll see what happens with them, and maybe that'll help them, get a little stronger overall.
Oh yeah. All right, here we go. This is some college athletics talk here for everybody out there tuned in. A Tennessee player gets paid but does not show up to the voluntary workout, so they want to get paid but they don't want to do the work. What's all that about, Casper?
So today at work, I have not had a chance to fully research this. So anything that gets said, just know this is a little bit of the scuttlebutt a mile away from the stadium. Okay, so it counts. But basically what they're saying is that this dude got paid, was posting pictures on Instagram, like with his arm out, with stacks of cash up his arm, and then did not show up for like voluntary workouts or whatever. Obviously, there's a couple NFL guys right now that are doing the same thing where they haven't showed up yet, and I don't know. It's just like, what have we got to? I don't like how college pays these guys up front. Anyways, I think it's dumb. I think they should get game checks and it's just another one of those things that add it to the list of things we need to work on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't, somehow that's change the rule. I don't know what you that can be fixed. Get that fixed. But it is what it is. I don't like it. It's not a good look for Tennessee, but I'm sure it's happening at other schools. We just probably just don't hear about it. But that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna get paid, and then just at some point in time, just show up to play or practice, I guess. But I guess these are volunteer. But I don't like
Yeah.
it.
Well, they have rules where you can't make them because of school year and all that. But it's like maybe we need to get rid of some of these rules because, like, if you're paying these guys millions of dollars, then like they need to actually do their job. I don't know about you, like when I got out of high school and went to work, like I had to show up to get paid, and I don't know. I remember I was trying to think about this. You have orientation; it's kind of the same thing. Like, yeah, it's not really work, but it's paid. So, like, I don't know if you. I just want them to go to some kind of a better payment system. I think that is part of it. It's more like a game check system. So if you get suspended or whatever, any other issues. One more topic I forgot to throw in there: your favorite Georgia team in red and black. Head coach Kirby Smart talking about leaving SEC, leaving the NCAA. Did you see that?
Oh goodness, no, I didn't.
He just can't. He's about as smart as his players that drive 110 miles an hour in Lamborghinis up and down the road. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's no telling with college football these days. A lot's going to be happening, and they got to figure something out. Otherwise, it's going to get out of control, and it could
I say
happen
so.
quickly. Yep. All right, that will put us right into some Braves baseball. The East update here is they are up by 9 games, so the Braves have a 9-game lead. So that's been about what it's been here the last couple of weeks. I like how we're staying steady as a fan. That's a good number. I think we just keep that for the weeks and months to come. That would be good for me. Teams that are at the bottom are Miami. They're 14 out, and the Mets are 13 and a half. So they're going to get going. They better they better get going now because it's a long ways out. I feel like at this point we'll start hearing some names come up for them for trades up till probably July for the deadline. So at that point, they're just getting ready for next year. But it's all part of it. And as a fan, I would not like that. But hey, that's how it goes some years. The Braves are 40-20. That is the best record in baseball. So that's impressive. I like seeing that. I think if we can keep winning each series like we are, then we're gonna be off to a good start and keep it going throughout the summer. There. Well, that will put us right into some Tuesday through Thursday baseball there for the Braves at the Red Sox. Braves win 2 of 3. I watched some of these games, man. They looked really good. Um, Out there playing well and hitting some home runs and whatnot. So it's as a fan, that's what I like to see. That is the 15th win there for the series uh, of the year. So that's a good number, and I like that. And then we moved on to the Braves at the Reds. That was Friday through Sunday. Braves win 2 of 3 again. So man, just as a fan, this is good to see. It's a good matchup there for uh, at the Reds. So it was good to see get 2 of 3 there, and that was the 16th series win of the season. So all in all, I like that as a fan for me there, Casper.
Yeah, really good week. I think my highlight of the week is that Acuna really started hitting some home runs there. He knocked one over a grand slam over the green
Oh, yeah.
monster. And then I think he hit 4 in Cincinnati, which obviously balls are kind of known to carry out in Cincinnati. But good to see him getting that bat back going. If we could go back to those leadoff home runs, baby, I'm all about that. And the one thing I'm still looking for is that Olson and Riley. Olson's been good at times this year, but there's just a couple slumps. Mostly the game that I really got to watch this week was the one on the way home yesterday that we lost, and that was pretty tough. And then you had Acuna and Harris there at the end of that game do what they had to do, and then Olsen come up and just ground out, and I'm just like, God, 0 for 5. I don't know. He's had some tough games, and I'm on the train that like he needs to take days off. I know he's an everyday guy, and I know that's an old school thing and all that. And like I know he wants to set those records, but I'm starting to think maybe he needs a day off somewhere. But I know he's not going to do it, and it's fine if that's what he wants to do. But it does frustrate me a little bit. It's like I think for the betterment of the team and more wins, I do think we'd be better if he took some rest. So I'm curious to see, if they look at that, if he stays in some kind of a slump. But he's not there yet. We'll see what happens. But it's something to watch.
Yeah, for sure. It's it'd be good to see him kind of bounce back and get back to being hitting the ball well and just getting on base, and it's all a process, and it might take a minute, but he's a star, and I believe in him. He just got to be able to get it all together, and I think it'll be coming soon. But maybe just take a couple of days off, get probably good for his mind and good for his body and all that, just to let him kind of relax a little bit, and then just get back to it hopefully soon.
I do know it is cool. I don't know if you know this, but like it is going to be the like eighth. I think I heard the other day they said it, like in August he'll be the eighth longest streak of consecutive games if he keeps going. So like I understand like you're not going to start this streak over. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but I want to win. Like that's what we're here to see. So whatever we have to do for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. All right, we will host the Blue Jays there Tuesday through Thursday, and they are 29-31. So the Jays are coming to town. They must be down this year. Last year, but they were pretty good last year. So they had a hot team last year. So can't always be good, but I'm sure that fan base wants a little more. But it's going to be a game to watch. For sure to be tuned into. And then the Pirates are going to come to town. That is going to be Friday through Sunday. So I like to see us get 2 or 3, if not sweep the Blue Jays. And then the Pirates are a pretty mid team. Be a good one for a home win there that weekend series. Hopefully be packed down there at Truist. Be a pretty cool team to see. Pirates will be something different there team wise. So I'd like to go check that one out. But I got some other plans. But if I could go, that's one I would probably go to. Anything on that, Casper?
No, just like series wins and pitching. Hopefully Holmes can do pretty good, and Strider continue to get better, and maybe go a little bit longer. He's looked good though. I'm glad to see him this week too, looking pretty decent. So we'll see what happens, and yeah, definitely need to get the wins on this little home string because we're going on another one of them road trips. So got to get it done.
There you go. All right, that sounds good to me. All right, let's do some minor league baseball talk here. We got the Lookouts played the Smokies here in Chattanooga. The Smokies won 4 of those games out of 6, and the Lookouts won the other 2. So it's been kind of a tough stretch there for the Lookouts last few weeks. So we got to pick it up a little bit as we will go head to Pensacola to play the Blue Wahoos there for the Lookouts, and then the Barons head up to Knoxville to play the Smokies, and those are Tuesday through Sunday games. If you're in the area, go check them out. All right, college baseball. Here we go. So it was the Atlanta Regional, Georgia Tech. We beat the crap out of UIC there on Friday. And then on Saturday, we played Oklahoma, beat them. And then on Sunday, Oklahoma beats Georgia Tech. Monday was the rematch probably going on right now. We're just about to wrap up. And Georgia Tech's going to win that and play Kansas in the Super Regional. So as a fan, we started off hot and then we kind of cooled off a little bit, but it's college baseball and it's not over till it's over in these games. And who knows what's going on right now? I don't have it on honestly, but just get this thing wrapped up and just keep winning, baby.
75. Starting the bottom of the 8th here. This Mason Patel, he's been good, but he's at 91 pitches. He looks gassed to me. So I'm curious to see who they got. You play so many games in a weekend. It's tough.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's it. It's a lot of pitching going on, and these guys are going to be getting tired there by Monday. So, I was wanting to get this game done by Sunday. That was my plan. But Oklahoma's probably got a pretty good team. So we're going to have to kind of see. Hopefully, get this thing wrapped up, and we will move on to the next one. All right, and this Tennessee Volunteers, they head up to Chapel Hill to play the Tar Heels. They played VCU, and they played East Carolina. Man, oh man, I was watching some of these games and we had them on the ropes and we had our chances and it just didn't go well. So we lost to VCU, we lost to East Carolina. Man, just that's not what you want. And to lose like that, I was wanting to see us win one at least, but I figured we weren't going to advance or anything. But I wanted to see us at least get to maybe Sunday, and can't let those small teams beat us there, Casper. That's not good.
They've had a lot of suck all year, like I said, and just it is what it is. I'm sorry, they're not that good, and time to reload and find some money and let's spend it and bring some people in, and I'm pulling for Carolina anyways. Baseball, basketball, you know how it is. Football, we'll talk about Tennessee, but I don't know. I pull for Tennessee against anybody other than my Tar Heels over down there in baseball, and I don't know. This you talked about it last week, and I wasn't here, but super tough region. You got all these teams like. For Carolina to host all these teams, that's 3 teams that their season's made if they beat Carolina one time. And honestly, for Tennessee, East Carolina and VCU, neighboring states, same kind of thing. And I don't know. When I saw that, I was like, my goodness, that was loaded. There's no USC in there, so I guess VCU is supposed to be that, but it is what it is. And all I know is my Tar Heels just went right on through, no losses. Last I checked, there's not a whole lot of teams with no losses at this point. So it is what it is, and we'll move on. I really would love to not be. I think that they still do. Is it double elimination into a series or is it pool? I can't remember. They change it back and forth all the time in baseball for college, but whatever it is, I hope that we're not in the same one to start with because I really want Georgia Tech to go on, win this game, and then I would really like to see a Carolina Georgia Tech, series. It'd be a sweaty weekend at your house and probably mine too. So
yeah, it's gonna be some good games coming up in the next couple of weeks and whatnot. And I think Tech's gonna win this one in advance and play Kansas. I think we're gonna take care of Kansas, and we're gonna go to Omaha, and then Carolina's gonna take care of who they're gonna play next, which isn't locked in yet. So we're both gonna get to Omaha, and it's gonna be a series out there for sure. It's gonna be coming up here in a couple of weeks, and I feel like all the fans kind of get into it, and it would be one to watch for sure on that.
One better hold up here. We need ACC, baby. Better hold up.
We need as many as we can get in there.
Yeah.
Josh, so I'll kind of give a grade here for the Vols baseball team there, coaching wise and whatnot. I give it a C+ for the season. Wasn't what we wanted, but to win what we did there and kind of make it pretty far there at least. C+ with the coaching changes and whatnot. So we just got to definitely regroup for next year, and hopefully we can figure out something, get some different players in there, and kind of see where it goes from there.
Nashville, Tennessee area want a sponsor. Call 1-800-PAY-A-VOL.
Oh my goodness, that's what you gotta do to win these days. All right, we're gonna do some softball, College World Series softball style here on Sport Talk Dwat. Tennessee Volunteer, man, they started off hot. They beat Texas. They beat Texas Tech. Walk-off home run to beat Texas Tech. Then we got so then today was the rematch at noon. That was against Texas, and they beat us. And then so now they're playing again right now, Monday evening, and I don't have the score on me, but last I checked, it wasn't looking good. So it's hard to, you get beat once. It's, hopefully you can beat them second time, but if not, then it is what it is. And it was a good year for the Vols.
It's over. It's over.
Okay.
The fake UT won. God, I hate that.
That's tough. That was a hot talk there at work. The guys are really getting into watching that softball. It is exciting to watch. It's pretty cool to get into. They're very talented with what they do, and it's kind of different than baseball. It's kind of more laid back, I think, with the coaching staff wearing just kind of like pullovers and shorts and whatnot. So
fast paced, and they play hard. They play hard.
Absolutely, yeah, they do play hard there. All right, so that will put us in. This is the cool part we do about the show now. It's something new we're doing. Some sports that we have been to. I'll start first. We'll do a childhood event. I wasn't really a child, but I was I'll throw it in here anyway. I went to the Peach Bowl in 2008. I think it was '08, Dad, but still have my my cow they threw out from the ceiling there at the Georgia Dome back in the day. So we got whooped, I think, that night, but it was still a cool memory to have.
Yeah, I like that one. I didn't as a younger child, I didn't go to a whole lot of stuff. I did go to a couple Hurricanes games, but the one that I decided what on talking about here was App State versus, I believe it's Delaware State, the Blue Hens. It was the Division II championship football game that they used to have in Chattanooga every year. It's moved now, but it was pretty cool to go to that. Just super wild environment. A lot of college kids screaming and acting crazy, and I was probably like 13 or 14 maybe. And I don't know. It was a cool thing, and top of Division II. I wish they still had it in Chattanooga because I would try to go to that game, but missed that. But that was really cool, and they were throwing a blue hen with a noose around, so probably can't do that now. Pete would probably ring you up, but hey, good times.
Oh yeah! All right, let's do a fan experience letdown. This is kind of a fun one to do because I've always got a good letdown. It's not hard to think of more than that. So let's see here, 2019 Georgia State at Tennessee. It was myself, Amy, Ryan, and Kason. We got some cheap tickets back in the day when they were cheap. We got some cheap tickets, sat down low. That was my first Tennessee game I've ever been to. That's back before they wasn't like packed, or there was a few empty seats up top and whatnot. A lot has changed between then and now. But yeah, we laid an egg. Georgia State come in there and just whooped us almost. I mean, it was bad. It was I would have thought that that would happen, but we made some good changes with the coaching staff since then and some players and whatnot. But that was a unique letdown for my first Tennessee volunteer football game at Neyland.
So I remember I have two of these actually, and seeing you reminded me of the second one. So the first, I'll go quick. Ohio State, the playoff game, going up there for that, and then we came out with our shirts off for the warm up, and I was like, oh, we lost this game. That was so dumb. That was tough as a Tennessee fan to go watch that. Cool to go to the shoe. Terrible watch loss. I do think though the most heartbreaking thing that I witnessed is our first trip together to Bristol. We were like 16. My boy. Jeff Gordon and the 24 AARP Fight to End Hunger is leading the race, and Matt Kenseth has a flat tire, ruins it. Casey Kane wins. It was 20 to go. I don't know that I could breathe. And yeah, that was. I thought Jeff Gordon was going to win the first cup race I ever went to, like points race, and it didn't happen. That was a massive, massive heartbreak.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Remember that one well. That was
Yeah.
that was a tough one there. But yeah, that's something cool that we're doing here on the show. You got any more there, Casper?
No, I mean, the Georgia game after we scored on the first touchdown, turned around and lost. That was pretty bad too. But I didn't expect to beat Georgia that day, honestly. So that is what it is.
Yeah, heck yeah. So that's something something that we're trying here on the show. So that's a lot of fun to kind of come back to some old times that we went to as a fan. So all right, we'll move into some NBA Finals. Game one is Wednesday night. That is the Knicks at the Spurs. That's at 8:30 on ABC. This will be one to watch. I mean, I get it. Some fans don't get into the NBA, but it's the finals. Best of seven. So I'll be tuned in. My pick's already out, but Casper's got the Spurs winning it all. So we'll have to kind of see if that happens. I think they're a great team. I think that they got a good chance to win it all. And then the Knicks are a team that haven't really been around much there in the past. To get this far. So we'll just kind of see how those go, and we'll get on here each Monday and we'll kind of recap them a little bit, talk about them, and kind of go from there on that. Oh, also the courts are pretty cool this year. They got the a trophy, so that's pretty neat there. They got the logo and they got the trophy out there. So I thought that was a pretty cool touch.
Yeah, I think this series right here, I keep hearing all these rumors. I'm not the biggest NBA fan, but I keep hearing all these people talking about, yeah, this Wemby, he might be better than LeBron. And I mean, dude, if you're 7'4", 235 pounds, can drive, shoot, score, dribble, block shots, I mean, you have no excuses. So you better be. So maybe he's the next GOAT. Maybe he's the next one in the conversation with Kobe and Michael and LeBron. So I'm looking forward to watching. Like I said, when these finals roll around for pretty much all these sports, I tune in and watch all that stuff. So looking forward to watching him play, and it'd be crazy to see the Knicks win. My whole life, the Knicks had been nothing but something that was in a movie. Like people sitting at courtside and been a celebrity show, on the courtside seats at the actual games too. So looking forward to seeing what happens.
Oh yeah, and then you got the hockey coming up. That is going to be on Tuesday night at the Golden Knights at the Hurricanes. That's 8 o'clock on ABC. So the NHL Stanley Cup Finals will also be going on about the same time. So they're very nice with each other, and they take turns each night there. So they're not trying to play on top of each other on different networks. So it's all on ABC, and they're playing nice. I like it. Just as a fan, I get to watch it this night, and I can watch it that night. So I got my teams going, or got it going on down there on the TV. So I can kind of keep up with that. So I like that. My picks, so I had the Golden Knights going to win it all. So we'll have to say, so this one's kind of cool because both our teams are still in it. So we really get to see who gets the bragging rights there at the end.
Yeah, I like it. It'll be a good time. I'm excited to see if Hurricanes can do a little bit better in this first game. That last series they had a long break, didn't do as good. So not as long this time. So curious to see what they can do, and we'll see.
Yeah, I like it. All right, here we go. This is gonna be a pretty hot topic there. We got the NASCAR at Nashville Super Speedway. It was a later evening start time. I get it because I went back in 2023, and it was which is also night race, but it was still very hot. Um, so I wish it was more in the afternoon or later afternoon. I don't love those late starts, and then the rain, you can't control that. So a little bit of a late start there, but I thought it was a great race, man. I really did. I was really getting into it. It's a great track. I'm sure people's got their own kind of thoughts on it, but just as a fan, I like the concrete. I like the it's kind of run the bottom or the top and whatnot. And they're having some problems there with the brake rotors blowing out there, guys. Like, probably saw that. Man, a couple of big hits there. Just you know, I kept hearing if they were hot or too cold. So I wasn't sure on that really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that basically, there's a lot of things that go into this technically that, this is not a racing podcast, but these cars will run a different package. They run every week. Package that me and Dwat would probably prefer to see raced every week. And because of that, these cars are harder to slow down. But then also, the race getting pushed back made them a little bit cooler, probably because it was a little bit more in the dark, and then the rain probably dropped the temperature 5-10 degrees, and you heat these brakes up to 1,200 degrees, cool them back down to 600, heat them up, stuff can happen. And I'm actually pretty sure that these were all because they were too cold, which is crazy. But I mean, it's interesting, and it's kind of the one thing left in the car that these teams have control over is the brakes. That's one of the few things that they can do anything with. So hates to see people get hurt. Everybody got away. AJ Allmendinger's hit, man, like he's an old man to be taking hits like that. That one had to hurt, but I thought it was a really great race overall. Like, if I could pick a race so far this year that I want all the races to be like, this is actually the race that I would pick. You got guys passing. I know they kept saying on the broadcast it's hard to pass, but I watched, Denny Hamlin drive to the field, Christopher Bell drive to the field. If you got a good car, you can. If you don't, then you can't. And 2 tires was an option that you can make work for a few laps, but not for 100 laps. So I thought it was a really good race, and I wish that we could figure out how to do that for the rest of the year, kind of.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. There was a little bit of they weren't getting along, I guess you call it, out there on the track. So I was gonna get into this real quick. I guess for those that don't know, in their NASCAR, these drivers don't always get along with each other. So we had the Brad Keselowski versus Austin Dillon. I'll kind of go first here. So Austin Dillon got spun out earlier in the race, but it wasn't even by Brad K. It was by a 17 car. So I don't know if he just had his drivers mixed up or just doesn't really care anymore. But long story short, there was a little bit of a mishap there coming to the start finish line with a a, a, a 47 car getting into the 4, which kind of got by kind of bogged up, and then Austin Dillon sends the 6 car. Just went ahead and gassed. I thought he just went, probably didn't gas it up, but he just stayed in the gas and he turned him around, hit the wall. So Brad was out. Brad gets out in his interview and says, "Yeah, it was all on purpose." Some pretty strong comments there. So as he's trying to get his point across, I feel like if you're starting to be trying to get into it with Austin Dillon, you're probably already in the mid pack. So it's like a mid pack rivalry. These guys go way back. I feel like they've had their issues at Michigan in the past and New Hampshire and whatnot. They've had their deal. So Casper, do you feel like it was intentional or was it just hard racing?
I feel like Brad made and I was pulling for Brad. I actually thought, concrete tracks he's done good at. They've been okay this year, and I would like to see him win a race because the sport's better if he's relevant. Ford's relevant, even though I don't like Ford, just for the record. I don't know what he was doing, but the 47 was clearly coming to pit road, and I guess maybe Brad needs to go get some glasses so that he can understand that when a car goes all the way to the line, they're coming to pit, and then instead of running the corner behind them, coming in the pit lane, maybe like pull up a lane, but instead he didn't. So then he had to check up. Then Austin checked up. Then he got turned by 17. So it was Brad's fault on the initial incident, in my opinion. Like Brad was driving like an idiot. And maybe his spotter needs some glasses. TJ Majors, he's been around a while. He spotted for Dale Jr. If you don't know anything about racing, you know who that is. If you've ever played any of these new games, TJ Majors is a spotter on iRacing as well as the new the NASCAR 25 or whatever. He's the spotter that's in your ear telling you clear, clear, clear. He's also on Dale Jr.'s podcast. So if you guys want to go listen to that after you listen to this one, the best one, go listen, and you can hear him say some more dumb stuff because at the end of the day, Austin Dillon didn't do anything wrong. Austin Dillon tried to check up, couldn't get checked up, hit Brad. It was not intentional. As a spotter, it's TJ's job to tell Brad, hey, 47's coming to pit, get up. Instead, Brad ran the bottom of the corner and created the initial issue. And then, TJ didn't ever call that the other car was up there. And it's just like, what are we doing, brother? Like, you got to maybe you're getting too old to spot. I don't know. If you need a replacement, Brad, call me. I'm not really a Brad Keselowski super fan, but that's probably good. I'll give you my best effort. I'd love to spot just once, any race I can ever get. Any race car drivers need a spotter. I'll try it once. I prefer it like a late model race, but I'll try it. You know what they want? Let's just get rid of spotters, honestly. We don't have them in dirt. We don't need them.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good take there. Why have them? Because most time they always kind of cause a problem, I think, anyway, by not communicating, not seeing things, and then they stir it up saying this or that right after the wreck. So they're the ones that tell the drivers maybe not always true information about what really happened in the wreck. So
my question to you is, if we go back and watch the SMT and find out that Austin Dillon did not turn Brad, should TJ Maters be suspended for one race for running his mouth and starting stuff? Yes or no?
I say yes. He had a lot to say. And he definitely ran his gator a lot. And I would say yes, Casper.
Yeah. I mean, TJ Maters is I really like him on podcasts. I'm giving him a hard time, but this is the only guy that takes a cool suit as a spotter to the roof. Takes a cool suit on the roof because he can't stand outside in the heat and say clear. I mean, what an absolute just. And then he's Dale Jr.'s best friend, so he thinks he can get away with whatever he wants, and he kind of can. Because that's just at the end of the day, like if you got Earnhardt attached to you, like it is what it is. And he's got Earnhardt and Roush attached to him. So I don't know, man. I terrible week for him. I hope that I listen to his podcast tomorrow afternoon or Wednesday or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I was wrong. I went back and watched the data and I was just wrong. But he won't because he's never done that before. Even though he's been wrong plenty of times. So it happens. But no, this was nothing intentional. We won't see any more of this, I don't think.
Yeah, I like the cool suit comment there. I guess I wasn't sure if he wore it, but
he took a cool suit to the roof, got it with a battery. The dude drives a Tesla. That's all you really need.
Maybe it was getting warm, Maybe it just gets warm up there.
It does get warm. I didn't say it wasn't warm, but just stand up there like the rest of them with a wet towel and a bottle of water. I mean,
nobody else wears
like the fans. Have you seen a fan in a racetrack wearing a cool suit? Because I hadn't. You went to that Nashville race. That's one of the hottest races in the last 20 years, right? And
absolutely.
Even though they moved it to the nighttime. So, TJ, maybe he got overheated. I don't know, but he needs to get his brain checked. I do know that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Corey Heim is going cup racing there for 2311 next season. So we all knew this was coming, but now it's official. Corey Heim going cup racing.
Thank God. I hope he's gone and never see him again. Those of you that know the names like Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty, Denny Hamlin, Joe Logano, you're also going to know the name Corey Heim here in about 10, 15 years. He's going to win a lot of races. I hate to say it because he drives for Toyota, but he is going to win a ton.
Yes, he's going to be good. He's got a lot of talent at a young age, so we'll see what he can do in the years to come. All right, that will put us into picks of last week. I'll go over mine, and I'll go over Casper's. So it is I had the Braves at the Red Sox there on Wednesday night. That was incorrect. Thunder and the Spurs. I had the Thunder, and that was incorrect. And then the Smoky at the Lookout Saturday night. I had Lookouts. That was incorrect. And then my NASCAR pick was Chase Elliott. That was incorrect. And then let's go on to Casper. He had the Hurricanes Wednesday night. That was correct. He had the Spurs Thursday night. That was correct. And then he had the Phillies Friday on Apple TV. That was incorrect. And then his NASCAR pick was Denny Hamlin, which was correct, which means Casper gets the double. And that gets it to 16-15. Those who watch the show and keep up. There it is, 16-15. We got a game now. We got a little matchup here. So keeping it close, which is always, good for everybody, I think.
I agree.
All right, and that will put us into picks of this week, and I'll get to go first since I got beat last week. Let's see here. I got the Golden Knights at the Hurricanes on Tuesday. Give me the Golden Knights to get the win there. I got the Knicks at the Spurs on Wednesday. Give me the Knicks to get the win there. And the Blue Jays at the Braves on Tuesday night. Give me the Braves to bounce back here and get the win at home in my dirt late model dream. Something new we're doing this week on the show. Dirt late model dream at Eldora Speedway. Give me Devin Moran to take home the money, take home the check, and he's gonna get it done in Ohio. Go ahead, Casper.
I like it. I'd love to see that, honestly. So just so everybody, if you didn't pay attention, basically we're picking the two games, just opposite teams right off the bat here. So I'm gonna give me Spurs Wednesday, game one, the Hurricanes game two on Thursday, or game two's on Thursday is what I said. Did you pick Tuesday for that? Okay, so I'm picking Thursday because I don't trust the Hurricanes in game one, just to be honest with you. So that's why I moved to Thursday. I'm here to win, not to knock. So I'm going to take Thursday on that one. I'll take the Braves over the Pirates Friday night wearing red. They're going to look great. It's going to be huge. Dirt Late Model Dream winner. This is a tough one. I think general knowledge of anything dirt racing related at this point would say that you would go with a Bobby Pierce. The second would be Jonathan Davenport. And the third would be Ricky Thornton Jr. But I'm going to go deep in here. I'm going to go with the 17M Dale McDaddy McDowell. He hasn't raced as much as he's wanted to here in the last couple months. He'll be there. And, by the end of this thing, I would expect him to be up in it. So give me the 17M Dale McDowell, Chickamauga, Georgia, basically in Chattanooga. The old man to show him how to do it one more time.
And the old man's got it going on usually. He gets going, gets going, and he might not, have the best for the qualifying, but then he'll get there to the feature time. He'll be there at the end, and hopefully he gets it done like old Dale, and hopefully he can get it done one last time. And then our tiebreaker will be the total runs Saturday Pirates at the Braves. I've got 7. What you got, Casper?
I'll go over and take the 8. I think your 7 was a good number, but I'll take the 8.
All right, one last thought. I've got a couple, but I got one good one. This goes to the Georgia baseball team. Just run the bases, hit your home run, watch it, whatever, and then just start jogging. Don't look into the other dugout. Don't look around. Touch second, touch third. Don't do your little dance at third base. Do your little third base dance, with the coach, whatnot. Just don't do it. I don't see anybody else doing it. And then go touch home plate and do your little dance there, and then go eat. And then you go to your dugout and eat your little gummy worm or whatever y'all eat there for y'all's Bucky's gummy, whatever you want to call them, And then I think I was watching that one live, Eric Casper, and it was just, man, just run your bases. Just run your bases. But that's my.
It has nothing to do with the black and red, right? Nothing at all.
It probably had a lot to do with that, but it's just.
Well, I had one last thought lined up to talk about a little dirt racing, but instead I'm going to give you some really good news here. My one last thought is going to be that Georgia Tech better get 2 outs right now because Oklahoma just tied this thing 7-7, bottom of the ninth. But winning run is on first with 1 out. So you might want to end this podcast and go turn your TV on so you can watch the last inning of the year.
Oh, man. Yeah, boy, there you go. You heard it right here on the show. It's starting to slip away.
And gold helmets suck. I don't like the gold helmets, and when coaches wear them, it's terrible. I agree, Danny. You're right. They need to take that off. It looks really bad when it's the gold one. You're correct. And the dugout, no.
Yeah, I wish he wouldn't wear it, and he's done it all year, and it's not. I agree, it's not a good look at all. All right, I'm going to close it down. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you would on the YouTube. Add to your Spotify library. And then you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And you got any fan mail, you can put it in the comments below. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, you send them to me, and we will put them on the show. Thanks for coming on, Casper.
Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be back. I missed my week off, but I needed it too.
Okay, we'll say see you in the next one.